Well, hello, and welcome to my very first video about tarot. And I want this to be an introductory video for everyone who doesn't know a lot about tarot, or even if you do, just kind of a little bit of knowledge about how I perceive tarot. And so that will obviously be reflected in my readings. So here we go. Thank you so much for watching. This deck, and I'll be using 3 different decks over the course of my video series. And my video series will start with monthly readings for each of the 12 zodiac signs. But this one, of course, is just going to be a little bit of history, a little bit of background, and a little bit more knowledge for you, so that as you're having readings or watching readings, you'll have a great understanding of kind of how the tarot works and how to synthesize or categorize different cards along with the meanings I tell you. Okay, so basically in the cards, there's 4 major categories within the cards. And by categories, I mean 4 types of cards that have a very different meaning. Originally, there's 2 separate portions of the cards. You've got the major arcana and you have the minor arcana. The minor arcana are cards that are numbered. So you have your aces, which I consider to be one group. Then you have your numbered cards, your 2s, 3s, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then you have your court cards. So you have your daughters, your sons, some people call them pages and knights, your fathers and your mothers. So these are your court cards. Then you have your numbered cards, your aces, there's 4 of those. And then you have major arcana cards, which are usually named. They don't change too much from deck to deck. They really have a whole rich history dating all the way back to pre-Judeo-Christian religion. And those are things like the moon, the stars, the wheel of fortune, alchemy, death, the devil, but also the empress, the emperor, and of course many, many more. So that's just a little bit of history and knowledge about tarot decks. So no matter whose reading you're watching, you'll understand that if someone says something is a major arcana card, well, that's a named card. And those cards are considered to be destiny cards. You have nothing to do with them. If the moon comes up, it has a meaning, and it means there's nothing you can do to affect that. It's the universe sending that influence into your life. You know, the star is an essence of you or someone around you. The wheel of fortune. These are things that you have no control over. Then the court cards, the sons, the daughters, the kings, the queens, or in this one, fathers and mothers, those cards are people that will appear in your life, or what you have been or what you will aspire to be. So in other words, if you're a water sign, let's say a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and the Daughter of Cups comes up, that could be someone in your life, but it could also represent you if you're a young woman, or if you're going back to school, maybe because you're doing something that kind of brings out your youthfulness. Okay, so a little history on the people. And then, of course, the numbers are distinctive steps or kind of cycles that you have to go through, and they generally progress in a steady manner. So like a 2 means something, and that's shortly, not very far into a particular cycle. A 3 is further from a 2, and then of course, like, you move to the 6s, the 7s, the 8s, and so that cycles. It's like a gear that you drive through. You go through first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth, yada yada yada. Anyway, so another thing that I do actually with these cards is I kind of try to bring in some of the original meaning and essence of the numbers associated with the cards. So each card has a separate suit, just like a regular deck of playing cards. You can have swords, you can have cups, you can have wands, and you can have pentacles or stones. Generally, they're called pentacles. Anyway, so there's 4 different suits, but I assign also a meaning to each particular number as it relates to the Kabbalah and the tree of life and those kind of energies that have been taught to be constant. You cannot change the energy of a 1. You cannot change the energy of a 2, and so on and so on. And then the last, I do kind of separate out aces, because aces, although they're the beginning, an ace has a meaning because if something's in the form of an ace, it's stronger, it's magnified, it means it's got the power to succeed. A card can show up and it's a 5, and say that's a 5 in a pentacle, and you're asking a question about business. Well, the 5 can dissolve. If it's an ace of pentacles and you're starting a new business, that means it's guaranteed to succeed, because the ace has a power. It's like a force field. It's an arrow going through the sky, and it's unequivocally going to succeed. So there you have it. You know a little bit now about the tarot deck. There's a major arcana, a minor arcana. You have court cards, you have aces, and then you have your numbered cards. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you will tune in and find your sign, and starting December there will be readings about your sign. And your sign can be your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Okay? Thank you so much.